I've never eaten mac and cheese like this before, but word on the street, it's the best way to eat it. Everything you love about traditional mac and cheese, with one key difference I'll let you point out. Either way, you can't go wrong with mac and cheese, but I'm ready to find out if it's time to change the way I eat this classic dish. I really do believe the best way to make mac and cheese is with the roux. So here we have melted butter, going over the top of that with equal parts flour. We're just gonna mix this up and cook that flour taste out. So just whisk it all up so smooth. About 30 seconds. Apparently in New Orleans, this is how mac and cheese is made. One, pray for those people down there. It's tragic for what happened. But two, when I saw this recipe, I knew I had to try it because never in 1,000 years would I think mac and cheese would be made with spaghetti noodles. So I'm really excited for this recipe. Now that the flour taste is gone, let's season this up. That's garlic powder, cayenne pepper, ground mustard, crucial in mac and cheese in my opinion. Smoked paprika, I love smoked paprika, and every chance I get, I'm gonna use that. And then of course, salt and pepper because we wanna taste it. Let's give this a whisk to combine. And you see that color change? This is what we want. That's how you know your mac and cheese is going to be good. So mix all that in. If you want to add more heat, you can use some more cayenne pepper, or even hot sauce is a great way to add just a little bit more heat, a little bit more flavor. Now that our seasonings are right, of course, we're gonna go in there with our liquids of choice. And today, that is heavy whipping cream and half and half. We're gonna add this in thirds. So whisking continuously, just keep on adding it. You don't want any lumps whatsoever. So just add little by little, continue to whisk. I'm a pretty rebellious person, and a part of me wants to truly just pour all the liquids in and see if I have a lumpy cheese sauce to see if it's a myth or not. I've never seen a lumpy cheese sauce, so I feel like it's a myth. Unfortunately, today won't be the day where I test that myth. I gotta set a good example for you guys. So just continue to add all the half and half, all your heavy cream, and then once that's done, bring that up to a boil, and that's when we'll add the cheese. We're starting to see it boil, so let's cut the heat down to medium low. And just like the liquids, we're gonna add cheese just a little bit at a time. I'm using sharp cheddar and mozzarella, but you can be so customizable with this. Use whatever cheese that you want. So mix that cheese in, and we're gonna leave a little cheese behind just to layer in between the noodles, and then to top the noodles too at the end. So make sure to leave just a little bit behind so you have a nice cheese pull at the end. So add in all that cheese. While I'm adding the cheese, let me mention, preheat your oven to 400 degrees. That's where we're gonna be baking it. And also you should have noodles, your spaghetti noodles behind you boiling, ready to go. So when the cheese sauce is done, you can just throw it in the oven and be ready to go. That's one of the most important things about cooking. It's time management, lining everything up to be done at the same time. Once you've added your first half of your cheese, and it's looking good, delicious, let's look at this. This is about to be an amazing cheese sauce. Make sure you taste and adjust for seasoning. And then once those noodles are ready to go, I'll show you everything that needs to be done for you to bake this. When I watch people cook, or when other folks tell me that they don't taste their food when they're cooking, that really does baffle me as a cook, because how do you know your food's going to be good? Obviously, as the person making the food, you should be the one tasting it every step of the way to make sure it's on track. But if you have other people in the house, let them try it. Let them give their opinion. I know for me as a kid growing up, that was my favorite part. My dad would call me down and be like, Dre, taste this. I give my opinion. I didn't know what I was talking about back then, but that was my favorite thing. So moral of the story, taste your food so you know it's gonna come out perfect at the end. I'm done talking, but as soon as my noodles are ready, I'll show you everything that needs to do so we can bake this. Once your noodles are cooked, add them to a baking dish. I'm using a 9x13. And then here is where we'll layer in just a little bit more cheese, about a cup of each. And we'll use the rest of that. Y'all know me, I love my cheese, so I'm gonna go OD. That was cheddar, and then of course the mozzarella, can't forget about that. And then of course our luscious cheese sauce, just looking absolutely gorgeous. That's a money shot right there. I love mac and cheese so much. Make sure you get all that out the pan. Don't leave not a little bit behind. Y'all know how hard this is doing it backwards for the camera? This is real talent. Now you just want to give this a good mix to combine. I probably should be using something different to whisk this up, but mix all this up till combined. I'm gonna switch to my tongs because that was difficult. I don't know, this is actually very hard to do. This looks so good, it smells amazing. This is basically like baked mac and cheese or baked spaghetti. Before I bake this, I'm gonna just go around and clean the edges up, just so they're clean, and I don't want any of this stuff to burn in the oven. If I didn't mention it earlier, make sure you preheat your oven to 400 degrees. If you're serving this in front of people, you want it to look as pretty as possible, and burnt bits can low-key take away from that at times, so I'm just going around the edges. I'm losing a bit of sauce, but that's okay. And then to top this, of course, we need to add just a little bit more cheese. So the rest of that cheese that you have left, just use it to sprinkle it all across the top. Oh, I love mac and cheese. I better get a great cheese pool, that's what I know. And before we place it in the oven, we're just gonna do a nice sprinkle of smoked paprika across the top. I always see people do this on TikTok. I've never done it before. So hopefully it comes out good. And then we're gonna go down there with just a little bit dried parsley. Oh, that's actually looking beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Peep that. Okay, cool. Now this is the easy part. Throw this in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes until that cheese is melted, bubbly, looking good, and then pull it out, let it rest for just a couple minutes, and then we'll dig in. So I'll see you in a second. Now for the moment of truth. I let it cool 5 minutes so we can dig into it. Let's see what this is hitting for. Cheese pulled back to be just absolutely gorgeous. And we go. Jeez. Look at that. Just looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with this. Sheesh, look at that. Just absolutely crazy delicious. Now it's time to find out if it's time to change where I eat mac and cheese forever. Scooch y'all back and we'll get ready for this bite. I feel like my life is about to change with this bite. I'm ready to eat this. Y'all hear that? That's that good mac and cheese. If your mac and cheese don't sound like that, then ooh wee. I feel like you need a fork and a knife for this. It smells great. It's amazing. Don't make the same thing all the time. Challenge yourself in the kitchen. Get better. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. Let's go for it. Oh, wow. That's good. I love mac and cheese so much. This was absolutely spectacular. As you can see, I cleaned my plate and best believe as soon as I turn these cameras off, I will be getting me another plate. But like I said earlier, it's just like traditional mac and cheese, but just using the spaghetti noodles. And I'm not gonna lie, I really do like the spaghetti noodles. The mouthfeel of it just feels different. Like you don't eat this all the time, so it just feels just that much better. But like I always say, guys, make this for yourself. It's really the cheese sauce that's fantastic because you're just coating noodles, and that cheese sauce was spectacular. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys again. I'll tell the truth over here, I really do. For years, I've been so scared to make mac and cheese because I always mess it up, and now I feel like I really perfected it, and I'm happy with this recipe. But make this and you'll see what I'm talking about. I always appreciate all the love and support. Comment down below what I can do next, what I can do different. Hit that subscribe button. Send this to a friend that likes to get out their comfort zone, try something new. Send this to them, be like, DERAYTHECOOK, got you right over there. Come back next week. You know I got a banger. I'll see y'all then. Peace.